Oh, y'all. Hi, hello. It is Tis. Good day. I hope all are well. Hope all are safe. Um, so I did a video some days ago about the soccer game, getting killed at a soccer game. Um, but that kind of helped me put another piece together with these epiphanies as far as what the hell's going on with people. So I guess everyone have their own problems. So this will be an athlete thing. So this particular report was a report on NFL players in the actual NFL itself, like pretty much on every report, like the report from injury to criminal to pretty much you name it. There was a report for it. So that was the issue that was brought up as far as the NFL. So pretty much the football athletes, like, okay, these are all the things that these athletes are doing, either and as far as like team and the player or the actual, like I say, the NFL itself, because like I said, it's all in a database, and then like when you actually see it, you're like, oh wow, it's pretty mind blowing. But like I said, that came back to me because I'm like, well, hold on, they're pretty much saying like, okay, these football players have issues either due to doing too much on the field to where it's literally getting to them mentally, or just good old fashioned demon possession, whatever it is. There's something going on, but they're not addressing the issue. It's more like get out there and win us the damn game. That's the whole point of people yelling at their damn TV screen. We need you out here, get your ass in the game. So with that being said, I don't care if you're dead or you're missing a leg. We need you in the game. So can you imagine, like, with them getting their injuries, if you're like literally you break your leg and you're out for the game, those fans and those coaches and whoever got money on you, they can be pretty pissed by that. Because at the end of the day, you're cattle. So it's like, they're not trying to hear that you got a mental injury due to this sport, or they're not trying to hear that you're demon possessed, or they're not trying to hear that you just caught a murder case. We need you out there on the damn field. So with me hearing this, I'm like, oh wow, that's pretty interesting, because I just heard the same thing with soccer. That opened my mind more to just say, okay, this is an athlete thing, and some will blame it on the brain injuries, like, okay, it's just from too much trauma to the head, or too much blows, or doing too much on the damn field, or doing too much in the ring, or whatever the case may be. But it's like it goes beyond that though, because it's kind of like, is it I don't, all these sports, all the sports aren't necessarily contact sports, and I'm not saying that all it takes is one too many tackles, and then before you know it, you're choking your wife to death. But all of these sports, you can't blame it all on head injury. Is what I'm saying. I'm not saying it doesn't contribute. Like I said, the mind is very it's very potent and it's very powerful. But don't there's other ways of getting driven crazy. I don't want to just blame it strictly on mental health issues or too many blows to the head, because some of this stuff is possession too. At the end of the day, it is still a possession, because like, even if it is, okay, your mind is drifted off and you're on uncharted waters, or your body can't keep up with the mind, whatever the case may be, it's still something else is driving that. So I guess that would be some type of possession, so to speak, in one way, shape, or form, I guess. That makes sense. But I only say that because, like I said, there's other athletes. Like, say with soccer isn't a contact sport. And then when I reported on that, the whole getting hundreds, well, I would say about we'll say about 150, because it was more than 100 and less than 200 people that died at the game. But I'm like, with soccer's not really a contact sport. You're kicking a ball around, and I don't think there's too much touching it, or at least the goal is not to kick you, you know what I mean, for the most part. So it's like, yeah, you might get some kicks or scratches, or you might fall here and there, but it's like, for the most part, I'm not here to kick you, I'm here to kick the ball. So with that being said, why are they so rowdy, like I say? And I'm thinking like, well, hell, how the hell can you get trampled, or how the hell can you get killed at a game, but I'm thinking like, the chaos had to start on the field, you think like, wow, that is a good question. And I'm not saying that the crowds or the fans can't show out either, because like I say, the chaos comes from here and there, but the show starts from the field, because I come to see you kicking the ball around. So as you're kicking the ball around, you're getting me riled up, and you are the reason for the people at home. They can't yell at their screen unless you're kicking the ball around, if you get what I'm saying. So that means I'm thinking the chaos started on the field. Maybe something broke out on the field. Maybe they were celebrating too hard, and it spilled into the crowd, and then the crowd turned into a riot, whatever the case may be. It started on the damn field. So I only say that because that's why I say you can't necessarily just blame it on injury, because I'm like, Okay, I understand that. It's kind of like saying, oh, well, it's only one way to break your leg. Like, no, you can break your leg several ways. So it's like, don't just blame it on the trip down the stairs. You know, so there's more to the story. And like I said, this is just a piece to that puzzle. You know, like, that explains. You know, like I said, there's still a lot more to go, and there's still a bigger picture to paint. But this will be one more puzzle to that piece, or one more, you know. So on the football side, they're blaming it on head injury. Like, okay, that's too many blows to the head, and don't nobody really care because your ass need to get out there and win us the game. And you know that's, you know, you keep blow without addressing the issue or without getting that treatment, then yeah, it is going to turn into problems, especially after you're, you know, thrown in the garbage. Because they see a lot of the football players, they show symptoms after they're thrown away. So pretty much once they're retired or once they're no longer needed on the field, then them injuries from those blows to the head. I think it's called CPT. And I could have the initials wrong, but it's basically it means mental, like, or basically trauma to the head. Too much blunt trauma to the head. And with football, all you hear the cracking of the helmets and the blows to the chest and blows to, you know, you're gonna be getting slapped around on the football field. So basically, it's too many blows to the head. So trauma to the head, and so pretty much you'll start to show these symptoms once you're actually sitting down, and then you're left with the jelly for brains. So now your jelly for brains, it's up to do what it do, because that's where the damage is kicking in. So they're saying, like, okay, well, that explains why you'll get some of these athletes, they'll spaz out, or they'll beat the hell out of their wife, or they'll kill somebody, or they'll do something random. Because like I said, now mind you, this is all documented thing. You name it. Like I said, I can just make something up. Like, oh, okay, some 25-year-old football player that y'all know was running around naked. And I don't know, it could have been in Miami, but I don't. You look it up, it'll be true. But basically, yeah, they said it was him. He wasn't the only one. Another guy, literally, I think he gave his girlfriend, I don't know if his wife or his girlfriend, well, ex-girlfriend, he gave her like he bopped her a good 3-4 times, and that wasn't her first rodeo, but I'm thinking it was the last rodeo, because this one was on footage, and yeah, it was pretty bad, and to the point where the baby wasn't even shook. It was like a 1 or 2 year old baby there that was just like, this is normal, you know. So the baby was used to dad beating the hell out of mom, and the baby was used to mom getting tossed around. But this time, like I said, this was the last time, because he did get arrested after that. But you could tell by the way she got blasted and thrown across the room, because there was no out, or you promised you never hit me. It was just like, oh Lord, she was just pretty much like, oh damn, here we go. He bopped her, and then this is my other thing too. It's like, you a big ass dude, it's like, but it's like, you know who to swing. I don't know though, and it's kind of like that. I don't want to say that they're coming after the women, and like these the big crazy big bold. Cause like I said, there was another football player, and I can go all day. And you know how you be like, there's another football player. This was the story, and I don't know any of these people from a can of paint, but you'll hear these stories when it's like, okay, this will just come out for a second, and then it'll maybe get swept under the rug. But there's another football player. This wasn't too long. I want to say this wasn't even a year ago, and if it was maybe a year ago. A football player that beat the hell out of his nappy-headed these football players, they come in all genres. This isn't pink men beating up their nappy-headed girlfriend, and this isn't just nappy-headed men beating up their pink. It's everybody doing. Everybody's in on it. Like, if you're an athlete, you're guilty of this. But pretty much, this athlete football player beat the hell out of his nappy-headed girlfriend. I want to say if he would have gave her three or four more blows, she would have been beaten to death. And that's maybe, I would say maybe one more blow, she would have been beaten to death. She did live, so she lived to tell the story. So she's like on talk shows now to tell the story, because I don't think she hit the news. Like I said, there's some things that don't hit the news. Like I say, now the NFL, they have record of it. That don't mean it's gonna get put out there. Like I say, this is about the game. That's the problem. This is about the game. This ain't about not about your health. It's not even about the players' health. Like I say, while they're killing themselves and killing their families and killing others off the field, then it's like that has nothing to do with on the field. Like I say, as long as you're cool on the field, you can kill yourself all you want outside. You know, as long as we win this season. You know, that's basically how they're seeing things. It's the NFL. So, and I'm sure you would agree, because like I say, these athletes are people's pride and joy. This is the reason why people yell at their TV screens. This is the reason why people hit the road to go to these damn games. You know what I'm saying? So this is what people need. This. So they're not, like, again, they're not going to care that your leg is broke or you're having mental problem. Your ass is needed on the field. So people don't care. That's it's all about selfishness, but that's what it is. and that's, but literally back-to-back stories of athletes, like say if they don't beat the hell out of you, well, if they don't kill you, they'll be beating the hell out of you. They're beating the hell out of I guess it was another athlete. Like I say, I don't have these people's names or numbers. All you gotta do is you look it up for yourself. You would know them more than I would. Yeah, but another athlete, I think this was at I don't know if this was a grocery store. I don't know if it was a store or it could have been the one at the airport too, but pretty much at a store or something. I guess it was a lady, an employee that they got tossed around and thrown around the store. Yeah, it was a pretty big guy. And like I say, these football players are not little. Like I say, you're on the field for a reason, so it's like and they're beating the hell out of people without hesitation. So it's like, and then you might hear about it. Okay, well, they went to jail, but you won't hear nothing else though, because it's like they're needed on the field. And then I laugh, but this is what the hell is going on. And like I say, if you literally see this, now mind you, I know nothing about sports like I did. You ask me ask me what foosball. That's what I'll call it. I'll call it foosball. I don't know nothing about football. I don't know about the NFL. I don't know nothing about none of that. But literally seeing this database was mind blowing to me. I'm like, wow. Now they show you everything. Like, okay, Team A from this state had 10 athletes that killed people this year. It'll be like tell you everything that happened. Like, and like I said, the NFL knows this, and it's like, well, damn. I'm thinking the problem is they're not really reporting on the issue. And honestly, I don't think people will really care. They're like, okay, this person could possibly lash out. We can either blame it on mental illness or we can blame it on demon possession, whatever the case may be. The awareness part would be all right, because they said that they give the awareness for this PTE or CPT. And like I said, excuse me for getting the initials wrong, but just know that at the end of the day, it's just pretty much too much blunt trauma to the head. So for the boxing league, so the boxing organization, they address it. They're like, okay, well, we understand there's a lot of issues that come with the trauma to the head, and with that, we'll bring awareness to it. It's like, okay, so if this person tends to have issues, or if they follow these symptoms, then this is why. They address it. But the NFL is pretty much like they get your ass on the field and everybody trying to hear on that. So it's worse for the NFL, because it's like, while they're hiding the issue or while they're covering up one or two sides of the story, it's creating a bigger monster behind the scenes and on the news, so to speak. Even though it's still getting covered up, but it's a big monster that's somewhere, whether it's under the bed or in the closet or coming soon, whatever it is. It's a big monster and a big problem that's pretty much right there. So I'm thinking that's the issue, because they're not addressing the problem, because they're needed on the field. And honestly, I don't even think the fans, maybe they won't care, or maybe they ain't trying to hear that. Whatever the case may be, it's one of them things where it's like, well, damn, what are we gonna blame this issue on, And I mean, in their case, they can blame it on. You can blame it on mental trauma, I mean, but it still requires some demon possession too, so it's like it could be anything, but there's still at the end of the day, there's an issue that's not addressed. But I only say that because like I said, there's like so many stories like back to back, and it's pretty eye-opening. Like, wow, like because it's something that's like when you actually see what's really going on, but it's like, oh, okay, what, you never mentioned that, or well, that explains why I only heard about it once, or explains why I never heard about it at all, because literally that guy who almost beat his girlfriend to death, I don't even think he went to jail. I don't think that got addressed at all. Like she just happened to get lucky and live to get on a TV show to talk about it, or she was on someone's talk show. But like I say, I don't have names or numbers, but like I say, you look this stuff up, you're like, wow, it's pretty interesting. Like, wow, and it's happening. Of course, it's going to happen more frequently too, because like I say, you got these strange energies and these frequencies out to where you don't really know what you're getting yourself into anyway these days. So it's like, do you really know? You know what I mean? Do you really know what that is, or do you really know who that is? You don't really know, because they'll tell you this and that. Like, especially these days, you got so many people with their remixed personalities and their ad libs or their pronouns. Like, you don't know who the hell you're dealing with these days. So just keep that in mind. Yeah, because people will kill you. Yeah, they said there was another athlete too, and that's another one too. And I know for football fans and any type of athlete fans, that you've heard stories of whether it's from recently or back in the day, like, okay, oh yeah, this athlete killed his wife or strangled his girlfriend or, you know, spazzed out, he did something, beat the hell out of his girlfriend. There's one, like I said, this wasn't too long ago, the one who knocked his girlfriend back on the 3rd floor, the one who punched her on the elevator. I didn't mean, I was trying to laugh at the punch, but it was like, yeah, I think he did knock her back to a new floor, yeah, so she got, she received a blackout for about a few floors, yeah, so, yeah, that wasn't too long ago. I get that about 5-10 years ago, give or take. I don't know, maybe longer, time flies. Yeah, but don't act like you haven't heard these stories. Like I say, only thing is the problem with these days, it's happening like back to back to back, and it's getting closer and closer to your door. Like I say, that last one, that 25-year-old, that had his, I don't know if he had his episode, but yeah, he was running around. I'm gonna say Miami. I could have this location wrong, but I want to say he was running around Miami naked, near like a child care center or near somewhere where it's children's school or something. Yeah, to where he ended up getting arrested and released with no comment. Yeah, so. Yeah, be careful. Yeah, be careful what y'all are into. Cause like I said, people look forward. They need the head trauma. They need, you know what I mean? They need that for the game. Like that's the whole point in football. You get in football to, you know, to run into each other and to pile on top of each other when you're already down. I never understood that by a football player too. That's another thing too. Remember how I told you guys you'll get these big burly real men? Those are real quote unquote. Like I said, those are the men that will snap your neck. Like say me, like. If I was like, oh, okay, if I get in the ring, which I wouldn't, that'd be silly. But if I get in the ring with any football, they will literally snap my neck. But like I say, and now, mind you, will snap my neck, or basically I will be ripped to shreds. So, with that being said, those are the same, I'm saying, these will be the same type of men that will be rolling around with each other. Because that's a part of the game too now. We don't want to leave that part out. That whole slaps on the butt, and then you're already down, but the whole team is laying on top of this one guy, or these laying on top of each other. It comes with the game. Like I said, it doesn't end at football, but maybe we're going to pick on football players right now, but that's a contact sport. So, and like I say, it goes with basketball too. Dwayne Wade, you're not off the hook, but I'm talking about football right now. But yeah, Dwayne, yeah, trust me, that tickling and that butt slapping, it spills into baseball. It spills into baseball too. Oh my word, my goodness, baseballs. A ball, ain't it something? It's all we got to do with balls. But yeah, football, yeah, since we were already focused on that, but yeah, that come with the game though, I'm telling you. It come with the game. And then you would be lying too if you really think them athletes gonna sit up in that sweaty, steamy locker room and not at least sneak a peek. You know what? Y'all ain't ready. Y'all don't hear me. This is gonna be to be continued. But anyway, yeah. But all I'm saying is, yeah, that these are some big, mighty men out there, and they will kill your ass. Yeah. So be careful. We thinking that. Yeah, we be thinking this is a game. Yeah, that's pretty interesting though. Like I say, that to me that was another missing piece to my question. I'm thinking like, well, what the hell could be so? Because I'm thinking like, okay, all right, it's like, okay, you're either mad that your team won or lost, or something happened on the field and it spilled to the crowd, whatever the case may be, or somebody spilled their drink on you, whatever happened, it caused a riot. And I'm thinking like, well, what the hell could cause a riot in a damn soccer game? I'm thinking like, well, it can be easy. Like I say, all it took is for your team to lose, or somebody throw popcorn on you, or whatever the case may be, and then now the crowd is going crazy. But I'm thinking for about 200 people to get killed, I'm thinking something had to happen on the field to spill into, So like I said, that I'm not gonna blame that on head trauma. Like that part might be demon possession, but at the same time, though, you can blame it on the crowd too. Maybe they're all whatever it is. It's the people. But anyway, I hope all the well. Hope others safe. All right, take it.